Hey gang, welcome to the latest episode of Cooking with Annie. This recipe is thanks to Melinda, who requested it, and it is affectionately on the boat known as elbow cake, but traditionally on page 172 of the red book, it's called Bailey's Irish Cream Chocolate Mint Bars. The elbow cake, we won't tell that story right now, but it's for, use your imagination. It truly happened. So, the thing about this one is there are a couple of different tricks to it. I've got the flour and all the dry ingredients in this bowl. And in this bowl I have the unsweetened chocolate that is melted with the butter. This matters. It matters that the chocolate doesn't have any sugar in it. And this is how it typically comes in these bars or squares. So, the next thing would be to combine. This is another step that's important. This has to be cool or room temperature or something before you actually put the sugar and the eggs in here. So that's an important step. Alright, so that's 2 cups of brown sugar. And note that as with all of these recipes, they're going to be on the blog, at home, at sea, and if you've got the red book, then you already have the recipe at home. And then 3 eggs go in to this mixture as well. And then you mix it into the flour. So you can see, since the eggs go into this really warm, potentially super warm mixture, which should be room temperature, you could cook the eggs right here and have a little scrambled eggs in your brownies, which, don't do that. It's unattractive. Okay, so the chocolate gets mixed into the flour, and the idea here is that you would just mix it until combined, and that's it. This is one of those recipes where you do not want to mix it a lot, just until everything has become one. One with the brownie mix. Now, the last thing to tuck in here is some Bailey's Irish Cream, which, unfortunately, as I went to make the recipe, someone has drunk it all, imbibed it all. So we're going to do a little extra vanilla. Who doesn't need this much vanilla in their life, right? This is homemade vanilla. So we're going to do a tiny bit more vanilla to substitute for the Bailey's. And that's bourbon vanilla, so pretty special. Takes about 6 weeks to make that vanilla. It's super easy. That recipe is in the blue book, and we can talk about that another time. Okay, so now this goes into the prepared pan here. I've already sprayed some Pam, and then we're going to bake it, and we'll be back at you. So now the brownies have come out of the oven, and they're cool, which is important. And I have now both the beginnings of frosting and the layer of chocolate that goes on top. So in the frosting bowl, I've already mixed the softened butter with powdered sugar, and now I'm going to pour a little milk and some of that vanilla again. Normally I would put Bailey's Irish Cream here as well, but we already went over this. Someone has taken advantage of the liquor cabinet, and we don't have that right now. And then this gets mixed up into a really nice, smooth mixture. And then in the other bowl is both butter and unsweetened chocolate again. So the unsweetened chocolate thing is, again, pretty important. This frosting is really sweet. The brownies are pretty sweet. And that unsweetened chocolate layer on the top just takes it goes so well with the sweetness of the other 2 things. Okay, so this goes on here. This. And then lastly, that layer of chocolate goes on. And what I typically do is pour the whole thing on, and then I move it around a little bit. And again, this needs to be melted but cool, otherwise you're going to end up melting the frosting underneath. So I typically just move the pan around until it's finished and coating the whole thing. Alright, there you go. Elbow cake or elbow brownies or Bailey's Irish cream chocolate mint brownies, whatever you want to call them. Thanks so much, you guys, for hanging out with me again. It's always a blast. We're having such fun making these for you and thinking about you while we're doing it. So subscribe, click like, do all the clicking that you need to do, share it with your friends, and until next time, stay safe, be calm, be kind.